everyone. Hi, hola, bonjour, здравствуйте, labas. Welcome. This is Jurgita with Magic Pond Crafts, and I'm coming to you from Gateway of USA. And I'd like to talk to you today about Needlework Galleria. There's several flosstubers that already I've seen that they had some experiences they talked about from this event. This event, if you haven't heard, has been going on for quite a few years, and it's in right above St. Louis, Missouri, St. Charles area. And they, in Embassy Suites, they have the hotel where like middle part of the hotel is all empty, so the shops were in the hotel rooms all around. So this year it was 29 exhibitors today this year that you could go and shop with. So I'll talk to you about some of them who I bought some stuff from. If you want more information on any of them that I don't show more in depth, you're just gonna have to come and join us next year for next event. So there's quite a few like big shops and quite a few designers that come all the time, and I've seen a shop from all the way from Australia, and there's Italian designers that are there, and of course lots of US ladies and guys. So one of the shops I went was Kesslin, and just noticed it was not needlework but neat care work. That was funny. So she had these pamphlets already with some of the samples what she has, and there's a long list of all the items that she had listed. And if I have any pictures that I've taken in innovative places, I'll be inserting them while I talk. I'll write between my words. So one of the things really drew my eye, something I've been looking something different every year that would be fun to do, was this called My Legend, and I'll show you a little bit up close. So here is the pamphlet. It was put all in a book together, and she was very detailed while explaining of different features and what you can do with any of the items if you wanted to ask. So this one by Linda Keske, by Kesslins, you can stitch in a dark or a light, and you stitch on a fabric and then you roll it into this little thing, so you can hang it up. So you can put anything actually inside, and there's a little thing that's hanging from the bottom, so you know your favorite person's little piece of hair can be in it. It can be a little stand, you know, you don't even have to stitch anything. It's so pretty and beautiful, and it opens up on the top. So it was little, you can get like a little kit, and this is pattern. That's all kinds of things inside. You don't have to stitch exactly like it is. There are different little things that motifs that you can stitch that's showing in there. So that was her shop. I went to what was it? There's a double. Some ladies doubled up in the shops. You know, if you don't have plenty of room to spread out. So one of them was this one, Michelle Inc., and she works with the silver pieces, and she does the classes, so you can kind of see what she works with. It was beautiful, and we talked about the gypsy experiences and what I've had in Lithuania, like where I live by gypsies. So that's how she teaches classes, and so that's beautiful silver jewelry and parts and stuff. But I saw in the shop it was sale, so look what I found. So one of the ladies had used to own a shop, and she was trying to get rid of her stuff, so it was fully kitted mermaids. So it came with everything except the fabric. So all the beads, all of even DMCs and the Krynic, and so that was kind of cool. You know, it's like, wow, you know, I've been looking I was starting to get up this this pattern for Mirabilia. And also I got one of Jess Nan's patterns because I love them. I'm collecting and slowly gonna be creating them. So there was one owl that's beautiful and it comes with the fabric. So that was from one shop. Some shops I couldn't remember, you know, what exactly I got from. Like for example, was it GBW, or I think it was GBW, that I got the pattern before for a little witch's hat, and I was missing this little ornament, I guess you could say, so I got it this time so I can finally stitch it and attach it to the top. It's a witch's hat. That was kind of cool. Some places I just didn't have enough time to even run. We went with my mother-in-law. She came all the way from northern Indiana to this event, and we went 2 days, so so we could, you know, browse and at least do some stitching, which I did. Like first day, like 10 stitches put in the stitcher room. Speaking about stitcher room, they expanded. It used to be just the one, like a ballroom for stitches, but now they included, it used to be like a part of restaurant, so it's a little bit secluded place too. Not fully open. And there was a freebie table or a little area in one of the stitcher rooms, and we went to look at kind of late. I didn't know such thing happened until somebody told me. It's like, hey, did you look at it in this place? So I like Santas, and I'm trying to stitch something different, different types of Santas and the looks for my upcoming Santa tree sometime in the future. I'm hoping to get. So that was one of them to do. I try not to get way too many patterns unless I really loved it. So there was one of the stores was La Di Da, and I got the B is for bunny. It's hard to pick. It's like you want everything from all of the stores. I've never stitched like exactly like a primitive type style. If you've seen any of my other videos, I'm like much bigger in Mirabilia and having a Nerd Designs and things like that, but you know, sometimes you want something small, and I thought this was kind of cute and different. And then I got free pattern from her, so just kind of cool. Another place is Noteworthy Needle. She had her shop like split with another lady, and it's Nebby Needle. So I had made like a bucket wrapping last year for a teacher, but I couldn't find, I didn't get the bucket somehow last year. I don't know why. So I've gotten buckets. It's like a group of them. She had a very nice bags, you know, and it's a rustic. It's like yay tall. And this year I got bunny bucket. So it's from Rustic Bucket series. So you can figure out I can do something for Easter and just exchange it. Teacher one I'll get as end of the year gift, which I want to do last year. so it's just gonna wrap, and you can do that as Pam from Pam and Stephanie said, hi girls. You know, you can just do like a little roll thing. You don't have to wrap it up. So it's all kinds of things, you know, you can do. And so got that one from her. And when I said they did collaborative, so there's one of the things, and I believe I had a picture taken of the box itself that it would look like. And it had a different parts if you've seen in the picture, so there's all kinds of things happening here. So there's something, I know it's a big bee fever going on in the past year happening, so that was something different to do. And where did I put it? I got, she had this year, I don't remember if, did you have it last year too? Little packages already done for like the rustic bucket series. I don't remember if it was last year, so, but it has all the gentle art threads and the fabric, so you don't have to search for them and pick, so it's all included and it's done. So in a trim, everything is in here, so that was kind of cool. And there you go. And she has, besides beautiful beeswax, you know, figurines, she had this simple, just a regular beeswax thing in a little tins. It's a little bit harder to open, but it's a ½ ounce, 100% beeswax. And those beautiful, beautiful looking beeswax figurines is, smell of the beeswax, so that's nice. Thanks, Janice. And she had, if you haven't watched Pam and Stephanie's video or others been doing, so Janice had this year great idea that she come up like right before Galleria to do pattern for fake pumpkins drilling, and that you can stitch on. So she created patterns for that you could have initial or like say boo or some kind of figurine. So she's been working like through the day and night drilling, and she had this big mask on going on, you know, to protect from the thing, and she was just working through that baby. She had lots of them happening, so that was cool. One of the, I believe, new this year was Meridian Designs designer. And here's the Karen. And we've talked quite a bit with her about the different things and ideas. She has very cute different types of like a bikini patterns for any kind of like occupation. And she did what she's saying that she did this finished the designer school in something, or architecture, no, designing, I think. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. It was so much fun to talk. But this is gonna be I got it for my mother-in-law to stitch. She wants to do like a tooth fairy little pillow. So we were trying to figure out, you know, how you can use her and like put the coin like in the pillow coming up kind of thing, you know, pocket. So it was very cool. And what do you see, like a picture of big beautiful girl? That's gonna be my stitching happening. It's beautiful, and she has all kinds of different ideas for it, for different type of girls. And so she's just starting off, but had very fun ideas. Oh, so here it is, peasant, and she had like an album where she would get inspirations from all the different birds of the colors. So she had like on one side like all the different pheasant birds with the colors, and another side next to it would be the design of the ladies with all the colors and the beading and stuff. So like you can see in here, so colors are pulled out from this one and put in this. And it's a big one if you do on like a 28, and you can do on a 32 count. So design area in a 32 count or 16 is almost 13 by just above 18 inches. So it's pretty tall, but look beautiful. So we're trying to kind of shop for ourselves and looking for a Christmas gifts to each other with my mother-in-law, and my sister-in-law also stitches. So she asked me to grab certain threads from another foreigner, I believe. Did I get her stuff? Romi's Creations. So there's some threads that is going to my sister-in-law because she has some kind of pattern for that. So I said, sure, you know, I know it's gonna be, she's gonna be in here. So Romy also had very cute, interesting, like a scissor holder, but it was built like a stand-up with the pattern of the house, and like in the little pocket was next to it, like a insert for the scissors that you can keep. So it was very unique design. So I don't know why I didn't get it. So there was the regular stores that I got, like Classic Colorworks. I was hoping to find some more, like somebody brought the Krynic or Mill Hill beads, but none of the stores had it, unless I didn't see it. But I thought I looked, especially like Inspired Needle was there as a shop, and I didn't see it there. So I had this pattern, Cloaking Toad Manor, and from Silver Needle shop I got finally the buttons for it. I haven't stitched the pattern. It's big. I thought it's gonna be a little bit smaller, but comparatively with all other similar style patterns that they had, this model stitch, it's giant thing. So those are, as you can see, quite big size buttons in there. So I got that, and Erica Michaels Designs was here too, and her name is not Erica. But Linda was very forthcoming in explanations, and was super nice, and explaining all kinds of things if you have any kind of questions, and always smiling. Well, all designers, all shop ladies were. So I'm gonna be doing this. I love mermaids, and I'm doing this little thingy, and it's still buried. So she had very nice display of berries of different styles, and she would help us to find even if we were looking for pattern in where the pattern is, because it was, she had lots of stuff, lots of cool stuff. So I want to stitch on the silk gauze, and she had some silk gauze little pieces, and she put in this big bag protected. And you could get, you know, tiny bit of 40 count silk gauze little pieces, you know, because silk gauze 40 count is very expensive. I thought about doing Heaven and Designs on that, but I would need the giant piece, and that's quite expensive. But for these kind of small, like berries or any other style pattern that you want to stitch, I think that's kind of good size. She had all kinds of different sizes, so you can just pick and choose little parts of that. So that was kind of cool. Make sure I don't mix them up. So I was very excited to find more Just Nan little patterns. So there was a Fun Witch Mouse. I know she just came out with one, I think, or two new patterns, but there's a little mousey. And I had quite a few of those bungalows. So there's a little house with the mouse, and it again has all the finishing things to do. And then all the way from Europe came Nikki's Creation Primitives. She was very nice, and we talked about you know, that her primitive, since she's doing more primitive fabrics and patterns, that it's more popular in US than in Europe. In Europe it's a little bit more maybe upscale, the type, you know, French and styles and Italian styles. So Americans love more primitive than Europeans love it. So I got I kind of kitted up already. She has this Halloween sheep pattern, and she had a fabric that you can kind of look, and so she put the bag in the bag for me, and it had a slightly different shade, so you can choose, you know, a little bit more darker and more spotty parts or not. So that was very fun. Had a very nice talk with her, and of course one of the new shops was there is this lady. You probably have seen it. So that was kind of funny thing that she was including in everybody's shopping bag. So hi, Teresa. Shakespeare Peddler, and I had a hard time. I've never done like a big sampler, so I thought, you know, I could try. And since she was there, I asked for her opinion, you know, what she loved the most and what she thought it might be good for me. So she really took time to give her opinion, explain things again. And her shop was, you know, crazy packed. First day I didn't even try to get in. I took a quick picture like from a doorway because I knew I wouldn't be able to look at anything else. So I came in the next day. It still was crowded, of course, and she had lots of stuff, but there's one Adam Eve sampler. She had her models there. So I don't know if I'll do this with the silk threads. I might, she has a DMC equivalent put in, but I might do some over dye threads that's similar to DMC to get this. So got that, and I had some fabric bought. I'll show all the fabric at the end, so not to mix them up. And she had thread little pile for all of us to pick one if you purchase one. And her son was sitting there also. He said he kind of enjoys this kind of event, and I guess we didn't scare him off right away. And she had those old type of scissors. Price tag was there, but I thought, you know, with kind of like antique pattern, you need something kind of old style, right? And she had this protector, so you wouldn't poke fully yourself. So I thought that would go well with each other. So yeah, we talked about the singing in with Teresa at her Flosstube channel, and I don't remember where I got this. Inspired Needles. I got another type of scissors. I don't have any scissors. I pretty much use either like children's scissors, you know, from my kids' school, because we have quite a few of them we're buying. And if I need something sharper, I would use, you know, like something like this type style. But when I have something slightly different, so I thought that was kind of interesting pattern. So I got a couple of scissors this time. And also at Nebby Needle, Noteworthy Needle shop. So there were several shops had the crushed walnuts. So I got this because I want to make a couple like a pin keep, not pin keep, needle. Oh geez, what's that called? Well, you can just stick a needle and it should sharpen with the walnut shell. So this thing is heavy. I believe it's a whole pound or something. So something to try like that. And there were several fabric shops, one all the way from the East Coast came again. So those guys are pretty popular. They bring silk weaver fabric, and you know, it's easier to see in person, although I think I went shopping at their store the second day, which was a Saturday, and it already got picked quite a bit, so they were doing great. But I was looking more, you know, higher count for like a mermaids, memorabilia kind of type of fabrics. But I got this 32 count Lugana, so it has some darkened stuff, so I thought that was kind of cool. And the Zweigart that you can do kind of like a kitty Eastery kind of type of patterns on them. It looks like a more natural linen with some flowers. And then dark chocolate. I believe this might be the fabric for Mirabilia Bride. I'm not sure. I think it was like something dark like that original, but I don't know. I'm hoping to stitch the bride sometime, but I don't know if I would do on this fabric. But you always can use a fabric, right? Another store with the fabric was hand dyed by Stephanie again, and I should have went to the first thing in the fabric stores to pick, and she also didn't have lots of left. It pretty much was emptied out. So I got this shimmering pool. I was trying to look at mermaid fabrics, so I know it's kind of glittering, but with some green shading and some Pixie Kiss, also 32 count Lugana. I'm trying to go for even weave for these kind of things. And from Shakespeare's Peddler, or I should say Kitten Stitcher also, I got, she had some fabric that she dyed herself that she was playing around to make more, how did you say, like a grungy fabric. And she had R&R fabric and PTP, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is 32 count earthen fabric, so she had the different cuts. So something to do, it's great to do samplers, you know, that kind of stuff. It's kind of earthy tone with different colors. And the lighter one, it's a 40 count. This is PTP. To do, I've done some 40 count months. So the little kind of grayish with the greenish stuff. And then there was store that had a picture this plus fabric, Stitcher's Village it's called. There you go. And again, it was picked. They still had a lot of different choices, but it was on smaller number count fabric. But I got the pickled. I was trying to find you know, fat quarters. So, and they had like in those little bags, and it's like box upon a box upon a box kind of to choose, and at least it was sort of by a count. So we're looking in PTP Haven. So it's a bluish kind of brighter color, and a darker dwarf. If you need me to open up any of these, I'll be open up anyway. I don't want to keep it in a bag. And then there was Herald, 32 counts, so it's mossy green, not as you see in the camera. It's more darker than the camera and lighter here, I guess. So that was collection of fabrics, and I'm trying to remember if I got anything else. I have a big pile now of stuff in here. So. Okay, so more about non-shops. There was quite a few Flosstubers, so it's like, oh, you know, hi, you know, I know you, and so we kind of go around, and of course, so I got the card from Pamis. The Steph's like Instagramming me, it's like, hey, I've been looking for you, where are you? And I'm like, the same, I saw you like running through kind of one time. It's a huge place to think you want you know, see somebody and like you bypass like right to the next store. So I talked to them, and it was fun chatting. We sat second day, I think, next table over, chat for a little bit. Then, oh my goodness, there was so many of them. There was Holly and Anita. Hi girls. Well, actually, it was not both of them. It was only Anita at the table. Holly couldn't come. What did you say on your Flosstube? That it's your husband's birthday, and it would suck to kind of just dump him and go on a girl's weekend off, right? So hopefully next year she'll be able to convince her husband to just come in St. Louis area, and he can do some stuff and she can do some stuff separately, and then they can go out and stuff. So I'll put all of Flosstube links below, and some shops too. There was a farm girl, Michelle. Hi, girl. So we chatted about, you know, the childhood and German language in Europe and stuff like that. So it was fun to chat. I've met also first time Addicted Sisters. So we looked at I looked at her there because they were both there, at their projects, and that was kind of cute, you know. And one of them finished what I've seen on the last Flosstube of theirs. Finished that project, the witch's hat. I don't remember exactly what was the name. Anyway, you have to go and see their channel then. And then, of course, you know, Teresa, Kitten Stitcher, Shakespeare Peddler lady was there. And at the stitching room, I saw Kelly from Kelly's Stitching Corner, with the K, not the C corner. She was stitching there, like, yeah, I know you, you know, kind of. So it was fun, you know. It's getting more and more Flosstubers that are seen at Needlework Galleria, so it's getting fairly popular, you know. And were several, I think, more that I didn't get a chance to see and talk. So I think that might be it. You know, Galleria people, it's funny, you know, how it's gathers all the stitchers, sort of like a stitching retreats that happening, and stitch cons, and people were there from New York, from Texas, Arizona. I'm trying to remember if I met anybody like from Minnesota, but they traveled, you know, Ohio, of course, you know, they traveled from everywhere. And for me, it's just our drive, so I feel very lucky to just go the short way. I wasn't staying in a hotel, of course. And there was Barbie's Pedal Pusher. She lives on Illinois side too, but I didn't get a chance to meet her there at the Galleria. The life, right? So if you're coming next year, I'm sure before that happens on the Stitchmania or somewhere else, there's going to be start talking who's coming, you know, and where to meet and do stuff like that. So if you want to chat, just you can reach me at Instagram, you know, that's one of the quicker ways. And I'm so eager to start on some of these projects because I have lots now. Oh my goodness, I just want to hug them. So I think that's it for now. I'll be doing lots of editing on this video. I'm hoping that it's not gonna disappear. Last year I did little interviews like with Rosewood Manor, and who was there this year too, and lots of other ladies and designers, and I put all the videos on my computer, and right after that my computer crashed, so I'm still trying to pull those little short interviews and pictures from it, so I have to do this on my phone as soon as possible, this video editing, so it finally reaches you guys. So I think that's it. I'm gonna edit, I'm gonna do a little bit of stitching, and then I'll show you my regular vlogging next probably. So until the next time, this was Jurgita with Magic Pond Crafts, and I'm saying bye. Ata.